Alfred North Whitehead was born in 1861 and died in 1947, was a British mathematician, logician, and philosopher, best known for his work in mathematical logic and the philosophy of science. In collaboration with Bertrand Russell, he authored the three-volume Principia Mathematica, and he also contributed significantly to 20th century logic, philosophy of science, and metaphysics. Basically, his career, he can split it up into three periods. His first period corresponds to his time at Cambridge, which was from 1884 to 1910. This is basically when he worked on mathematics, and he worked with Bertrand Russell. His second period was basically when he worked in London from 1910 to 1924. This is basically when he worked on his issues with philosophy of science and philosophy of education. And his last period was basically when his time at Harvard from 1924 onward. And here he basically worked on general issues in philosophy, including the development of a comprehensive metaphysical system, which has come to be known as process philosophy. So basically, in his first part of his career, when he wrote Principia Mathematica with Bertrand Russell, that was primarily concerned with logicism, which is a theory that mathematics is in some important sense reducible to logic, consists of two main theses. The first is that all mathematical truths can be translated into logical truths, or in other words, that the vocabulary of mathematics constitutes a proper subset of the vocabulary of logic. The second is that all mathematical proofs can be recast as logical proofs, or, in other words, that the theorems of mathematics constitute a proper subset of the theorems of logic. So that was basically the main theory behind his Principia Mathematica. So that was his first years at Cambridge with Russell. Then his time at London, he basically wrote on, he basically advocated the view that all objects should be understood as fields of having both temporal and spatial extensions, meaning just as we can't perceive a Euclidean point that is said to have position but no magnitude, or a line that is said to have length but no breadth, it is impossible, according to Whitehead, to conceive of a simple spatial or temporal location. So basically, with what he called the fallacy of misplaced concreteness, which is the error of mistaking the abstract for the concrete. And then also after he worked on that theory, he also did a lot of work. He wrote the aims of education and other essays, and he also wrote an inquiry concerning the principles of natural knowledge, the concept of nature, and the principle of relativity. So those were all of his works during his time at London. And so lastly, in his time at Harvard, he wrote The Process and Reality, which suggests that process rather than substance should be taken as a fundamental metaphysical constituent of the world. So yeah, that's pretty much Alfred Whitehead and his whole career. Thanks for watching.